Hello, everyone, and welcome to this 1 hour tutorial where we discuss the foundations of marketing. This is brought to you by That Marketing Page and is based on the textbook Principles of Marketing by Philip Kotler and Gary Armstrong, 19th edition. Here is what we are going to cover today. We will understand what is marketing, a definition, the meaning of marketing, and how do you do it, which is the 5 step process. Then we will understand what a marketplace is, how do we operate in a marketplace by understanding the needs of our customers, and how do we segment the market. Next is designing the customer value driven strategy based on our segmentation and making an integrated marketing plan. And finally, we'll understand how do we manage relationships with our customers and capture value from them as we give value to them. So let's start with step number 1, which is what is marketing? In general sense, marketing is often confused with selling. People think marketing is the act of selling a product or an idea or promoting, advertising, or advocating a product. Well, that is partially true. Selling advertisement is a part of marketing, but marketing as a overall process is to engage customers, build relationships with them, and creating value for customers in order to capture value from them. Value can be in form of a product which meets the needs of my customers the best by being affordable or being able to convey a certain status or class or giving them a sense of identity or an emotional connect. That is the value I am giving. It can also be an experience. What does this do? Gives me value in return. When I give a good experience of a product or service to my customers, they keep coming back to me to buy my product and engage with me or engage or follow me on social media. That is also a type of engagement. So I'm capturing the market when I'm giving something of value to the customers. Only then will they come back to me and spend their time and money with me, which is creating value for me. Now, how do you manage marketing? Managing marketing is both an art and science. The first step you do is you identify your market. What is a market? A market is that segment of the population which you will serve through your product. Now, how do you identify this segment to be the one you choose? Marketeers know that they cannot satisfy everybody's needs. So they segment the market based on criterias like income, gender, other demographic criterias like age, psychographic criterias like interests, wants. And when they arrive at a group which is similar in thinking, similar in financial status, similar in age, they design a product to meet the needs of those target customers. This is called STP or segmentation, targeting, and positioning. You position your product based on the targets you have identified. You also list down the pain points faced by these target customers. For example, a middle class family would want to have affordable options when buying groceries week on week. So it would make sense to give them a discount after they have made X number of purchases at your store. This would make them more loyal and keep coming back to you. An individual who is of the high income bracket would prefer exclusive options. So giving them exclusive products like organic products, ethically sourced things which are exclusive and not available in the market, or you can make the product available to them before launch through a pre-launch, giving them a sense of exclusivity. So the target customers a company like McDonald's serve, which is budget friendly middle class families, is very different from the target customers a hotel like Taj Mahal or Hyatt or Hilton serves. Both of them are serving food, but they are serving different segments of the society based on income, psychographic factors like status, identity, emotional connect. finance being the major differentiator here. So once you have segmented your market and identified your target customers, you then create the value proposition for them. What is a value proposition? A proposition from your end which will create value for the customers better than competitors. So people have so many options out there in terms of restaurants, in terms of riding apps, in terms of groceries, everything. We have multiple sellers in the market today. So how do I make sure customers choose me is giving the same product to them as my competitor is giving, but in a better way. How do I decide the better way, or the USP as it's called, the unique selling proposition? Is by doing a gap analysis to understand what my competitor is doing better than me and what I can do better than my competitor, plus coming up with ideas which neither me nor my competitors have done before and doing that the best. So, say you go to Mission Burgers and every time you place an order, you get a free cookie. That creates something known as customer delight. And people remember that. And in addition to just serving food, they're also giving away free warm cookies. That is something that sticks in the customer's mind and creates value for them, a free cookie. This is my value proposition. That is how I distinguish myself from other brands. Also, Mission Burgers does have fake meat. It is a fake meat company which tastes just like the real actual meat. That is how it is. So that is one major USP right there. Correct. So once you have targeted the market, we will call this the target market, and identify the value proposition, the product you would be giving, and how you would be giving, thereby differentiating you from your competitors. Right. Now let's talk about how do we manage the marketing process. There are 5 steps to it. First is understanding the market, the customer needs and wants, based on which you will create your product, the pain points, the STP analysis, what we spoke about. Next, once you have identified the pain points, demographic, psychographic, and done your targeting, you will design the value strategy. Once you have your value proposition, you will design the value strategy of delivering this value to the customer, and it always has to be customer centric or customer driven. Next, you will make an integrated marketing plan based on the customer driven strategy. An integrated marketing plan is a set of tools called marketing mix that work together to deliver a consistent experience to all the target customers as well as the marketing company. It is a plan that integrates aspects like the product, what should be the price, how should it be available, distribution, sales, all aspects of it, after sale services of the product, to deliver a seamless experience from start to finish. So right from promotion to after sales service. That's called an integrated marketing plan, and we will study more about it in the upcoming slides. Step 4 is engaging those customers. So it's not just enough to sell products, you also have to engage with them. And in this day and age of social media, it's very important to stay relevant and in touch with your customers, to socially listen to what your customers are saying, because everybody is giving feedback about you on their socials, and it's necessary for you to listen to those feedback, respond to it in a timely fashion, and incorporate those feedbacks in your marketing strategy. That builds customer trust. So engaging with your customers, this helps build profitable relationships and creates customer delight, which is what all brands want. And the final step is capturing value from the customers. So on one side, I'm giving value to the customers, and in step number 5, I'm taking value from the customers in terms of their loyalty, sales, for me, high customer equity and high customer lifetime value. Customer equity and customer lifetime value are metrics which we will study in the upcoming slide. So, creating a good value proposition, a good experience, and good engagement with the company creates more value for me in terms of revenue, sales, and loyalty, and other factors like customer equity and customer lifetime value. And all this will go for the long term. Now, let's start with step number 1 of the 5-step marketing process: understanding the marketing needs and customer needs. So the first thing you need to do before you start marketing is knowing what your customer wants and clearly distinguishing between their needs, their wants, and demands. So, needs are things which are basic. All of us need food to eat, water to drink, and need friends and family. So, basic things of survival, social needs, food, education, all these are basic needs. A sense of belonging, community, yes, a sense of safety. Wants are things which are specific to groups of people, groups of ethnicities, groups of people from different race or people from different culture. So wants are very specific. For example, I need food, so I go to a restaurant. That is my need. But my want is for my order to be a kosher meal. Now, this kosher is influenced by a culture. Not every customer would want a kosher meal, but every customer wants food. Every customer wants food is the need, and wanting a kosher meal is the want. It is shaped by culture. It can also be shaped by personality. Somebody would want high spice in their food, somebody would want mild spice. So it differs from person to person, and you have to clearly distinguish between these tiny wants of the customer segment you are targeting. Okay. Next is demand. Demand is what a customer makes when they have two things. Number one, the ability to buy, which is buying power. Number two, the willingness to pay. So, continuing with our example, I go to a restaurant wanting for food, needing food. My want is I want kosher, and demand is I want the most exclusive kosher dish. Hey, I have a $20 kosher meal, I have a $60 kosher meal. Because I have the buying power and the ability to pay, I will go for the $60 kosher meal because it has some additional features or additional ingredients that I'm looking for. So there is my willingness to pay. Plus, I have the ability to afford that expensive kosher meal, $60 kosher meal. So I buy it instead of the $20 one. So that is demand. So, how do marketing companies listen to each and every one of their customers? That becomes a little tricky. They generally approach research companies to do the research and understand what their customers are saying. This is done through surveys, focus groups, feedback forms. Sometimes CEOs visit the store to understand what's going on, to observe their customers. It's very important for a marketing company to keep in line with the changing tastes and preferences of the company because needs, wants, and demands will change as per changing tastes. For example, veganism was not so popular 10 years back, and in the last 5 to 6 years, it's become a rising trend. People have become health conscious of having vegan friendly food, of having vegetarian food, of avoiding dairy. And this is what food restaurants are trying to incorporate in their menu as well, vegan options. The next aspect of understanding the marketplace and the needs of your customer comes down to the very market offering you are giving to your customer. What is market offering? Market offering is not just the bare product, the bare minimum product which you are giving with the feature. It is also additional information or experience that you deliver to your customer, which makes your market offering stronger, memorable, and becomes a USP for your product. For example, Mattel, the doll making company, doesn't just sell Barbie dolls. It creates this world for young girls to meet, talk, share memories, have parties, tea parties, and create fun. Another great example of a brand which does really well in terms of offering a great experience is Disney. Disney is not just about making movies, though it is one of their core offerings, movie making, but they also have Disneyland that makes people a part of the whole Disney experience, a chance to live the movie, chance to live the stories with their families and friends. And therefore, they have the tagline, the happiest place in the world. So you see, you're not just selling a product, you're also selling the experience. experience. That is how you distinguish yourself. Your brand has to sell more than just a need. Your brand has to satisfy a want of community, of having an identity, want of being entertained. What happens when a brand only focuses on the product and not creating this wonderful experience or memorable experience is that it leads to situation known as marketing myopia. Because you're only focused on the product instead of satisfying your customers needs, you tend to lose customers, and customers tend to go to your competitors who understand their needs better. For example, if I'm running Buffalo Wild Wings and I only sell wings and beer, people can get that at any other pub. But if I say that, hey, this is a sports club, you and other sports fans can come interact, uh, look at live sports while enjoying your wings and beer. That creates a bigger impact. That is going to get me more customers because they are coming here to satisfy the needs of being with like minded sports fans. And I have managed to find that need, identify that need, and serve it by making that need bigger than my product offering, which is wings and beer. So my product offering now becomes a sports experience supported by wings and beers as a complementary product, but it's more about the sporting experience. That is how market offering works. Okay, the other part is customer value and satisfaction. In today's world, consumers are faced with many market offerings. There are people who sell the same product but at probably at a lesser price, or they give a better customer experience, or they have a better loyalty program or a very responsive customer team, right? So what does this create in the minds of the customers? It either creates satisfaction or dissatisfaction. When a customer is satisfied with your market offerings, they come back to you to repeat the experience, to buy the same product and repeat the experience. And they also refer their friends and family about it, bringing you more customers. When customers are dissatisfied, they will not give you positive reviews and they will not come back to you. This will result in a drop in sales and revenue for you, and they'll switch to your competitors, to which you will lose your market share. Now, setting expectations. To manage customer satisfaction and avoid customer dissatisfaction, it's very important to set the right expectations. If I set my expectations too low of my product, people are satisfied, but they will not come back because there is no quality in it. I don't get a good experience coming and buying it. I'm just about satisfied. It doesn't delight me. When I set too high of an expectations, for example, like Axe effect, if you spray this, women will come running towards you. And when people try that, it obviously doesn't happen. That leads to customer dissatisfaction. And as a result, I lose my market share. So I have to be realistic about setting expectations. And when you have the right expectations, you create customer value and satisfaction, which are the building blocks of managing and building long term customer relationships. Now, marketing involves two things: exchanges, because I'm giving something of value to the customers based on the pain points I have identified. So, pitching my product as the best solution to their problems, right? In exchange of getting some value. Now, what are marketing actions? Marketing actions are a series of steps you take to create, maintain, and grow good relationships with your customers. You have to convey your value through different outlets. It can either be your product, it can be a simple service like checkout or shopping assistance at a mall, at a store, like Nordstrom has a shopping assistant. Any creative ideas, for example, a drawing competition by Faber Castle for children, that creates a marketing buzz, and events like this help customers build a connect with the brand. So it creates an impression in the mind. So there are different ways I can convey value: product, experience, events, ideas, complementary offers, and all this leads to building strong relationship. And when I build strong customer relationship, it makes my revenue go high, and it makes me do more for my customers, try out new things when I have more revenue to work with. Now, after I have identified the needs of my customers and how I'm going to build long-term relationship with them, I now come to step number 2, which is designing a value driven strategy for my customers. So this has two parts which we already spoke about: selecting the target market based on segmentation, targeting, and positioning, and value proposition. How do I serve my customers better than my competitors? A few good examples are JetBlue, which promises to place its customers above everything else with its tagline, "You above all." Now, how do I convey the value proposition? It is through my communications, my branding, my tagline, JetBlue, you above all. Spirit, which offers bare, fair pricing. So it is a budget friendly options which customers like. So the crucial question you need to ask is, why will a customer buy your brand than your competitors? Now, while designing your customer centric values strategy, you need to understand which marketing philosophy or mindset you will follow. There are 5 marketing orientations. One is the production concept, which focuses on mass production and making the product cheap and easily available. For example, products like toothpicks or matchboxes, there are not much marketing efforts done or any research done to understand the needs of the customers. So that is mass production. Produce in bulk, make it cheap, and sell it. Product. Product is about building the best features in the product, but it just stops there. It does not delve into creating a wow moment or a customer experience. Selling is pushing people to buy. For example, insurance, and without understanding deeply the needs and wants of the customers, when you push your product, that is the selling concept. So sell as much as you can without trying to engage your customers, know their wants and needs, building long term relationships with them, listening to them on social media. Marketing is a philosophy which wants to satisfy the needs of the customers better than its rivals, which is what we've been talking about. Societal concept is that it's not just important to satisfy needs of the customers, but also the larger needs of the society, the environment, and the planet. So, for example, the company switches to using recyclable cups. A grocery store uses grocery bags made out of recycled waste paper. So, that is a societal concept. The most strategic choice for marketing is the marketing orientation philosophy, right? After you have made a customer centric value driven strategy and you have your value proposition and you have your target customers, you now need to understand how you will deliver this to them. What are the different aspects you will use to deliver this to them? This is done by integrating different marketing tools to deliver customer value. Now, these marketing tools are broadly classified in 4 categories. This is known as the 4 P's framework. 4 P's stand for product, price, place, and promotion. Product is creating a product which satisfies the needs, wants, and demands and gives that value proposition to them. Price is, what is the right price I need to set? If it's for a high end customer, pricing cannot be bare minimum. If it's economic customer, prices cannot be too high. That is how flights like JetBlue have different tiers. They have a business class, they have an economy class, they have first class. So they are serving different range of customers. If these prices get mixed up, their customer segmentation, their value proposition strategy will fail. So it's very important to be clear. Place. How will the customer access my product? What are the distribution channels I will use to make my product available? Is it available online? If yes, what are the platforms I'm using? Am I selling it on Amazon, eBay? If I'm selling offline, am I gonna sell it in malls? Am I gonna sell it in a standalone shop? All these things need to be considered. Promotion. Promotion is, how will I communicate my presence in the market? That, hey, I am here and this is my product. So the ads I will run, the promotional offers I will have. How will I create that desire in people's minds to go for my product, to check out my product? So, persuading my target customers to engage with my product offering and to eventually go ahead and buy it. The next aspect is managing customer relationships. Once you have designed your integrated marketing plan, the 4 piece framework, and you have given the value proposition, they have purchased the product from you, it comes to the stage of managing relationship with them. So it is not just enough to sell a product and be over with it. You have to follow up with your customer and build a relationship with them, understanding their experience of the product. What is the feedback? Is there anything you can do to improve? Is there a loyalty program you can offer them if they are, making repeated purchases with you? Are you very proactive in communicating your latest offers to your customers? So this builds customer loyalty and trust, and that gets you a large share of the business. Now, there's a concept called customers' perceived value, and this always needs to be high. Customer perceived value is how a customer perceives your product, what he or she thinks are the benefit of going for your product over a competitor's, and that always needs to be high. Another way of building relations with your customers is engaging with them on social media, which is why apps like Uber has millions of followers. They not post about how great Uber is, but they post funny stories, memes, interactive posts. It's called um, educative, informative, entertaining posts on their social media handles that keeps people engaged. As a result, the brand is always on top of their mind. This results in higher engagement and acquiring customers at a lower cost. It emphasizes on perceived value, which is high customer engagement, even though they are not directly buying from me at the moment, but I managed to engage them and keep them in one community, just like Uber Instagram page. Right? So that will eventually translate in value for me. So modern marketing focuses on building long-term relationships through a superior customer perceived value that is beneficial or profitable to me. Next comes delivering satisfaction and engagement. Now, as we know, customer satisfaction is the driver of customer relationship. If you have a dissatisfied customer, which is expectations are high and your product performance is low, your long term relationship, profitability, engagement is obviously going to go down. If it matches, it's satisfied. And if your product performance is better than what the customer expects, you have created a customer delight. And these customers go ahead and spread positive word of mouth about your company. Another way of building customer relationship is modern engagement, which we spoke about, social media. Social media is not just companies posting about themselves through memes, but also utilizing user generated content by the users of the product. So you have unboxing videos for Apple. You have video testimonials about skincare products. Then you have creative influencers on the net who make brand ads for the company in their basement. So things like this. So it's very important for brands to respond to these videos made by customers because it shows that they are engaged. And because it's a social media world and people give their opinions freely, you also tap into the minds of the customers and you understand the changing needs of the customers and what they're looking for now. For example, after a lot of passengers of the Airbus ranted on social media about the uncomfortable seating, Airbus actually listened and changed the size of their seats. They increase the size of their seats based on the social media listening. So this is a quick response to customer needs, leading to higher customer satisfaction. Okay, now we come to the final step of the marketing process, that is capturing value from the customers. What is the outcome of delivering superior customer experience, which means your value proposition is right, customer is delighted, They keep coming back to you. They engage with you on social media. They tag you in their post. What is the outcome of all that? The outcome of all that is customer loyalty and customer retention, which is measured in terms of customer lifetime value. A customer lifetime value is a stream of purchases a customer makes over his or her lifetime. For example, if I spend $100 at a grocery store and I go there every week and I stay in the area for 10 years, then my total lifetime value becomes 100 into 50 into 10, which is 50,000 revenue. So I am worth $50,000 to the company. It is 5 times cheaper to keep an old customer than to acquire a new one because there are so much of customer acquisition costs involved. Correct? There is something known as the share of customers, the portion of a customer's purchasing that a company gets in its product categories. So, for example, when you go to Amazon and you're about to click the checkout button, you see options at the end of the screen saying people who buy what you just are buying. Then you have some upselling options saying this really goes well with that. So, what is the company trying to do here? It is trying to increase the order value. Okay, it is trying to increase the share of the customer. So, with the same customer, it is increasing the size of the ticket. This is called upselling and cross-selling. Cross-selling is selling other products. Upselling is selling products of higher value, like a gym membership. Instead of 3 months, if you're regular, you can take a 6 months package. So when you lose a customer, you just don't lose a single sale. You lose a lifetime of purchases the customer would have made with you. Next concept is customer equity. When you take the customer lifetime value of all your customers, both current and future, what you get is customer equity, and that is more valuable than sales. Sales are the past, customer equity is the future. So it's very important for a company to be high on customer equity, to keep acquiring customers and keeping them engaged and letting them grow with them. So the more loyal a company's customers are, the higher the customer equity. Now, how do you manage customer equity? You manage customer equity by dividing your customers in 4 groups as per their profitability to you and their projected loyalty. Are you going to be loyal to me or are you going to switch? Or and how profitable are you now and how profitable are you projected to be? The first group is a group of people or customers who are highly profitable and are loyal. So they are your true friends. The strategy you use to manage them is you invest in them through offering them loyalty programs, discount, complimentary vouchers. You engage more with them. You invest your money and time with them. Then you have butterflies. Butterflies are profitable. They buy with you in the short term, but they don't stick with you in the long run. They can switch to their competitors. So they are not loyal. So low on loyalty, but high on profitability. It's good for immediate product offerings if they don't come back to you again and again. So it's good for immediate product offering. So capture the business in the short time from them and move on. Then you have strangers. Strangers are both low on profitability and loyalty, and it makes no sense for the company to invest in them. Basically, they are not my target customers. Barnacles. Barnacles are people who are loyal to you, been with you, but they don't spend much on you. They will come and buy the same dish even when you try to upsell to them, cross sell to them. They don't buy that. They don't want to sign up for any loyalty program. So they are a very limited fit. So as you evolve and as you grow, you have to improve your profitability, and that includes not making barnacles a part of your target customer segment. So in that sense, fire them. Even if you don't fire them, just keep them there, but but make sure that if they are not purchasing from you, to encourage them to purchase. So there you have it, the entire marketing process summarized. Understanding the needs through research, customer needs, demands, and wants, clearly distinguishing between them through research companies or your own research, and managing that marketing data which you get through surveys Next is designing customer driven strategy. It involves segmentation, targeting, positioning, identifying your target segments, deciding what value propositions you will create for each of these target segments, then constructing the integrated marketing program. What will be the 4 P's for each of the value proposition I'm offering to each of the target segment? Both is building customer relationship after the value has been delivered. How do I keep customers engaged and keep coming back for my products? How do I create those relationships? And finally, capturing return value from the customers, building my customer equity, customer lifetime values, so that the customers are with me through long run. And the tools I use to manage this are marketing, harnessing marketing technologies like AI, social media platforms, managing customers all across the globe, and ensuring that I am socially responsible to the planet, the environment, while I am doing my marketing efforts. So here it is, the key takeaways. Our next chapter is going to be about partnering to build customer engagement, value, and relationship. That's going to be our chapter 2. So stay tuned. Let us know in the comment section if you have any questions or feedback for us. We will get back to you. Thank you so much for watching, and do stay connected and follow us for more marketing insights and strategies taken from your textbook and delivered into bite sized reels and posts. Follow us on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, and TikTok. Stay tuned and take care. Bye.